Good morning, and welcome to Redeemer Lutheran Church. I'm Pastor Gary Lode-Holt. One of my favorite speakers has been Tony Campolo. He tells some of the greatest stories with powerful messages. This wasn't one of those. This was just for fun. One time he was telling some of the interesting and fun things he does from time to time. For example, where he lives there's a toll road, and when he went through the toll booth, he would put an extra quarter in and tell the attendant, "I've got a good friend in the car behind me, and I'm paying for him too." And he said, "I don't know who's behind me, but it's worth the quarter to pull away and watch the attendant try to explain it to the person in the car behind me." Or he does things on elevators. For example, if he's on an empty elevator, he will sing at full voice. When the elevator stops on another floor and he's singing and there are people waiting to get on, they never do. My favorite is when he's on a crowded elevator going down, he will push the button for both the fourth and the third floor. He'll get off on 4, run to the stairs, and when the elevator doors open on 3, he'll be there and he'll look at the people and say, "You were talking about me, weren't you?" Now, these stories don't mean anything, but he uses them as examples of how most of us make our way through life asleep. We aren't awake in life. He closes his remarks by saying, "All our lives we have prayed, if I should die before I wake, I wish you would wake before you die." This week we are looking at what people expect from church, and Campolo's observation that we make our way through life asleep is a profound one. It's as if we don't have anything to look forward to. And that points us to our final thing that people expect from a church. People come to church yearning for hope. Life can be hard. People are coming to church looking for a hopeful environment that will enable them to face yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We rely on the church to sustain us through the storms of life, to help us hope for a better way of being, to shake us from our lethargy and invite us to be awake, to embrace life and its goodness. Society today just doesn't seem to talk about or support hope very often. In today's world, people often feel that they aren't up to what life requires, and that leads, to a sense of hopelessness. It's pervasive. We are obligated and we trudge from one burden to another, always expecting that tomorrow will be the same as today was. And to make matters worse, we often transfer this attitude to our children, and they end up with no idea about hope because they never saw it growing up. We pass our hopelessness to the next generation. The church is the place to come for hope. It is the place where we come to hear of God's love, of God's countless new beginnings for us, where we experience aliveness amid a dead world, where we come out of the tombs of our lives and rise to newness of life in God. We need this hope. A long time ago, I offered a sermon that contrasted wishing and hoping. A wish, it seems to me, is the desire for something with no realistic expectation that it will happen or come true. A hope, however, is the desire for something with every expectation that it will happen and come true. That's the promise we have in God. We have hope. Thanks for watching, and remember to let this day belong to God.